Hey, what's up, guys? So I've had a few questions over the last few weeks about my golf cart that I use to push the race car around. Now this thing is very redneck. I've had a couple golf carts. The first one was it was some type of little two-stroke, had a little Robin engine. That thing was interesting. We had some very good experiences. It did not push the race car very good at all. I ended up going to this Yamaha, and it had a 4-stroke in it instead of the 2-stroke. It was a little more powerful. It did okay, but I ended up blowing the motor up on it. So I did something different. So I upgraded. Check this out. Woo, doggy. Now, ain't that thing a beauty? It is in rough shape. It's somewhere between 1975 and 1990, 99. I think they call it a Yamaha Generation 1. So this thing, it was a four cylinder to start with. Transmission on the rear end. So obviously it's need a little love. I can't seem to keep the race car stuff going long enough to keep the golf cart going. But here's the real beauty. This thing does not have a stock motor in it anymore. This is my gas cap that is duct taped. So obviously that needs to be repaired at some point, but not right now. Dun, 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 dun. So this is a Harbor Freight motor, the 420cc motor. I ended up getting this thing adapted. I don't know where I ended up seeing the information on it at, but Vegas Carts, they sell some kits to adapt. It come with the clutch, it come with the mounting plate, and of course I had to do some custom exhaust. It's got a little muffler down in there. Obviously those welds are pretty crappy, but this thing, it pushes like crazy. Now this is my second motor on here. The first one that I put on it, I made a mistake and I took the governor off. When I took the governor off of it, I did not tell all my friends that the governor was off. So traditionally when you drive a golf cart, you just put it to the floor and let it go. And so one of my buddies was riding it and I told him to go somewhere quickly, and he did, and put it to the floor and made it back, and it basically just over revved it and locked it up. So this one, I still do have the governor on it, but you know, this thing, although this one's been on here about 4 years now, and I think it's time to replace this one. But it will sit here and idle and run, so it doesn't have the normal start. You see, I've got a choke on it, and it's got a push button start, and I don't ever have to worry about anybody stealing this, because it is a very complicated method to get it to actually start. And half the time it doesn't want to start because the motor's so old. So we end up having to fight with the golf cart at the track more than anything. We've had some good experiences with golf carts. My buddy Bill, we were trying to make it in between rounds on one of our races at Rockingham, and that was when we had the old 2-stroke one, and it was not going quite fast enough. So I hollered to Bill, I said, hang on. And so I cranked the race car up, and basically, I don't know how fast we were going. We were probably going 30 or 40 miles an hour down the return road because I was late for the next round. I had double entered in a Holcomb Civil Wars race. And so Bill was, you know, he was hanging on for dear life, and rocks was getting thrown all at him from the stickiness of the tires. We talked about that again the other night. Good times, probably pretty stupid, but it worked. We made it back in time for the next round, so we didn't have any issues. I don't know if the golf cart worked anymore after that. I think I had to put a new motor on it after that one. But so that was entertaining. Often in Fayetteville, several times going up the hills. You know, even with this one right here, you get going and then all of a sudden it starts dying out on you. And so, of course, nothing more frustrating than having to crank up the race car to pull the golf cart. But we've had to do that several times. But going through here, going back over to the other side, this thing, so of course one of the problems that I have is I don't run an air filter on it, which I probably should, but it don't have much room to fit. So this carburetor manual choke bracket that goes on the outside, and allows me to pull start it, and then it automatically goes back by itself. So it's not like a normal you know, golf cart. But these things, go to Vegas Carts, you can adapt. You can buy adapter kits, you can buy motors that are hopped up and go faster. You know, you can buy everything from them to soup up your golf cart if you need more power. But you can see this thing still got the vacuum operated fuel pump on it like normal, and then it just goes down and goes to the carburetor. Let's try to crank it. See, this thing runs actually halfway decent. Sounds like it's got a little bit of a low P camshaft. I think my muffler come off of a, if I'm not mistaken, it's some type of glass pack. I think I got it from Agri Supply, so I'm sure it come off of a tractor or something. Some type of farm implement. Let's just try to keep the rainwater out of it until I can get a new cap on it. But the thing runs pretty good. It's got a decent amount of power when it runs. It's just a matter of keeping it going, and it just idles like normal. So, you know, it's definitely interesting. The golf cart is a fun piece. But as Bill reminded me the other day, which I say quite often when I'm trying to work on it or when it's not running properly, or I'm in between rounds trying to get my car back up to the staging lanes and the golf cart doesn't want to work and it won't push since we push these things. Budget oriented. All right, that's my golf cart. Thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Go fast and get some wind lights if your golf cart will make it.